They have to.
Oh, I have to have my theme music.
Yes. Yes.
Very true.
Every superhero's got to have theme music.
Very true. I have to think about that.
Oh, my goodness. But we had an article on late night parents, and I know Dr. Michelle can speak to this about holiday travel checklists for asthmatics. Because this is that time of year.
Yep.
The weather is changing. We could see yesterday it was 64, 65 degrees, and today it's 41.
It's 39 out there right now.
Stop it. It wasn't that cold
It's
out.
39 degrees. Yes.
Well, you know it's cold anytime I start wearing my turtleneck. That's a sign that it's cold. Yeah. So our patients and our audience out there who are asthmatics, this is the time of year where we start to have them coming into the office, coughing, wheezing, and more times than not, it just starts as a common cold that sort of progresses. Usually with the asthmatics, it's the extremes of temperature, either when it's very hot or very cold.
Right.
One of the key things is to make sure you always have your medicine. So the times to really be concerned, are you an asthmatic?
Yeah. Yes, I am. That's why I was giving you that look, and I lost my inhaler, but we'll talk about that later.
But you know what really bothers me is when a patient comes in and they're like, well, I have asthma. So I'm like, so where's your inhaler? Oh, I don't have one.
Don't have one at all? That's a different story.
At all. So I said, you know what? I'm going to write a prescription for you to get one. Well, I haven't had an attack in years. And I said, well, you know what? If you don't have an attack in years, all you're going to be out in this particular time is the money for your copay.
Or $15 or $20.
That's all.
Right.
So go ahead, pick up your medicine, have it on hand, because you never know when there might be an incident.
Right.
And I remember 7 days after I graduated from medical school, we were on a cruise, and one of my guests had a full cardiopulmonary arrest that was triggered by
Asthma attack.
Candles that set off her to have an asthma attack.
My goodness.
So it's not something that you want to be in a situation like that where you have to be dependent on somebody else to make sure that you stay alive.
Yeah, very true.
So always just carry your medicine with you.
You're right.
Even if you're just going to the store, make sure you have it. You don't know, you might walk past somebody in the supermarket who has very strong perfume or cologne, because we're not going to be biased here, and that can set off an asthma attack. So let's always try and be prepared. So if you're traveling, especially parents who are traveling with their children, the first thing that you should pack is your child's medicine. Forget about the clothes. Clothes you can always get easily because Walmart's everywhere. You got the super Walmarts. But always bring the medicine. Pack your medicine first. And, of course, make sure you have the number for your child's doctor just in case. And especially even as an adult, adults have asthma attacks, so we're not immune. And more times than not, we're very neglectful, so we'll make sure that the children have their medicine, but we'll neglect that we have ours. I'm sorry, you were just looking at me.
No,
I was not picking on you.
I know you weren't. Don't worry. All good. The kids have theirs.
So, in addition to knowing where your medicine is and having your medicine on time, it's important to know what are your triggers. So, is your asthma triggered by the cold? Is it triggered because when you get an upper respiratory infection? Is it triggered because you're stressed? Because stress is another trigger that will cause someone to start wheezing. Maybe you've been exercising lately, and as you're exercising, you might have exercise-induced asthma. Have your medicine handy at all times.
I've learned my triggers over the years. Dust. Dust is one for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, but I guess since we're talking about this time of the year, one of the key things that is sort of, I guess, a mission of mine is as we approach the holiday time, a lot of people start to have anxiety or depression. And it's something that we need to make sure that we pay attention to, our family, our friends. Be an ear. Make sure that you reach out to someone who you know might go through these problems with anxiety or depression, especially around the holidays. There's a lot of people who, if there's been a death recently, This is going to be their first holiday season without their loved one. Everyone reaches out to you initially when the event happens, but sometimes they sort of neglect you during the holiday time. So we have to really pay attention. And it's not that someone's always going to be crying and moping, woe is me. Sometimes they internalize everything, and when they're by themselves, that's when it comes out. So I think that would be my tip for the week, is to start to pay attention more to your family and friends.
Okay.
And reach out, and even if you just do a phone call, just to check in to see how you're doing. We already talked about cyberbullying.
Right.
So let's sort of step away from electronics.
Don't go on Facebook and say, "Hey, how you doing?"
No, that's not our form of communication.
No.
So either pick up the phone or just ring the doorbell and try and do a face-to-face visit. Even this past week, I was studying for my boards, and one of my friends, her father recently died, and I was like, well, you know what? I need to run because I need to just de-stress.
Right.
And at the same time, I need to stop by their house. So I ran to their house.
Okay.
Stayed there a few minutes, and then I ran back home.
Right.
2 for 1.
Right.
5K a day.
Yes. And it was a sunny day.
Yeah.
So, but let's try and make more contact with people as opposed to through our electronics.
Perfect.
Perfect. Great.
Really. and like I said before, this is, I guess we made it a Ask Dr. Michelle segment, but
Yep. It counts. It's for everyone, but it's an official Ask
no,
Dr.
it is.
Michelle.
It is. It really
Without
is.
the theme music.
There will be theme music. There will be.
Oh my goodness.